Hi, Moonlight View. Trying to get situated. Hi, Florence. Hello, Sammy Sparrow. Hello. Hello. And hello. Uh, my hubby Bob has gone shopping for pet supplies, and I was sitting here on my lonesome researching DARVO, DARVO, and I thought, hi, Melody Murphy and Cherokee Girl and Dre. Hi. Uh, I thought, well, why not just go ahead and go live and say hi um, while you're researching, and go ahead and share it with the audience and kind of learn together if you anybody that's interested. Do you guys do you know what I'm talking about? The acronym DARVO: deny, attack, reverse victim offender. And no, I'm not wearing a bra. It's Saturday. So have any of you guys heard of it? Or are you familiar with it? Talk to me, babies. Talk to me. Cherokee Girl. Yes. I'm not surprised that you have, darling. With all the research you do uh, and your familiarity with certain things. Yeah. Okay. So that's all it's going to be. It's just me sitting here attempting to share my screen. Um, Moonlight View, you've heard it. Let me see, honey, but you don't know much. Neither do I. Um, I've heard the term, obviously, or I wouldn't be researching it. And I kind of started looking into it just a little bit, just skimming across the surface. Of course, everything I'm doing is Google. Uh, I don't know. Several weeks ago, I made a note here on my little post-it note. Somebody said something somewhere about DARVO, and they touched on it, but it wasn't the topic at hand. And so I jotted it down on my little post-it note several weeks ago, and just kind of glanced at some things. And so today, while Bob is out doing the shopping and all of that, I thought, well, I've already got a pork tenderloin in the oven, got a couple of big old taters on a slow simmer on top of the stove, boiling to make some tater salad. And I'm going to be lazy today, though, and open a can of baked beans. So, since I already have supper and all of that, I thought, well, okay. So, Moonlight View, darling, there are probably times it can apply to all of us. Y'all, what I'm responding to, Moonlight View had a question. Moonlight View is asking, I think it might apply to someone. I will acknowledge that there are several particular someones with channels on YouTube that, yes, initially played into it. But I'm quite honestly at this point, Moonlight View, Um, it's not, honestly, uh, today I'm not directing it at anybody. Um, I just, like I said, I'm actually doing, darling, what I said. Oh, and by the way, hi, I'm Susan. If you're new, welcome to Lip Lock No More. Um, just sitting here at my desk, reading a little bit about DARVO, and thought, well, you still have free hours on StreamYard, so maybe there are a couple of folks or a few folks on a Saturday that, like me, um, I couldn't really find anything I wanted to watch today, right now, anyway. I mean, I've been watching a few things dropping in and out here and there, uh, attempting to keep up with. Is Bullhorn Betty is going to get arrested today, and hoping that if she does, that it does not get recorded unless it's just on the officer's body cam. Uh, and I don't want to go down that road. I shouldn't even have opened that can of worms. Uh, but since I did, I feel compelled to finish my thought, and that is, I hope that it is not captured, recorded, because I believe that she would use it to further her grift. And that's all I have to say about that, at least right now. Cherokee, you use I use the leftovers. I serve the first time we eat it like an entree, actually, usually the first time around, we have it with baked potato and something green and a salad, blah, blah, blah. And then the leftovers, I do what you're talking about. I literally pull it, and we have barbecue sandwiches on it. Yeah. Sammy, me too. Sammy Sparrow. I know Sammy Sparrow has heard me say, and I think all of you, those of you that I'm seeing here, have heard me say. And if you haven't, let me say it. And if you have, let me remind you. I still practice learning at least one new thing a day. It may be something as simple as the way we used to do in school, learn a new word, its meaning, and how to use it in a sentence. Or it can be delving into a concept that is unfamiliar to me, or doing research on DARVO. And I like sharing what I learn. I'm a sharing kind of gal, unless it's lifesaver gummies. Regardless of if it says sharing size on the bag, no, they're all mine. And I will go to great lengths even to hide them if it were necessary in order to be so stingy as to keep anyone else from having any. But other than that, I like sharing. Sammy Sparrow's going to grab, hi, Crooked Arrow. Hi, darling. Hi. What is Sammy Sparrow? That's it. I'm grabbing a pork tenderloin to cook tonight. I'll tell you, it's so easy the way I do it. I mean, I've done it. Actually, I did it on a live stream one time, and it comes out like perfect every time. Hi, Slim. Slim is saying, good to see you at Lip Lock. I was just telling the mister I bought a pork tenderloin and have no idea how to cook it. Slim Hauser, if I may. You know that Crooked Arrow, you and Chair, I'm not surprised with you either. I'm not surprised that you know what this is about. So you can probably help us expanding our knowledge. Slim Hauser, I can tell you what I do, and I'm not teasing when I say it turns out perfect every time. Oven, 200 degrees, no higher than 250. And plan on, depending on the weight, of course. My husband and I get the little ones. It's about the size of this. Okay. I think he just got back. I think I hear the man. Or this. It's about the size of this right here. And we get 2 meals out of it. Okay. So, of course, it's going to depend on weight, but it's a long, slow cook. Okay. Slim, heavy-duty aluminum foil. I put mine in a cast iron skillet, but you can put it in any oven safe baking or roasting pan or pot. But I like for it to lay down flat, because what I do is I put whatever seasoning. Sometimes I wrap it in bacon. Today I sprinkled the living daylights out of it with Cavender's seasoning. On another day, I'll just sprinkle to taste salt, pepper, garlic powder. On another day, I might slather it with whole berry cranberry sauce. It just depends on, okay. But basically, Slim, for reals, get your foil, lay the tenderloin on it, put the seasoning on top of the tenderloin. Then crimp the foil lengthwise of the tenderloin, really good and tight. Then crimp the ends up good and tight so that it holds all of the steam and the moisture from the tenderloin itself inside that foil packet while it's on slow roast. Our tenderloin, the size that I described, which is probably 1 to 2 pounds, maybe. I usually roast it for about 4 hours at 200 to 250 degrees. And I even pour a little bit of water, standing water, in the pan. And it forms like this moisture in the oven at that temperature, like a humidity in there. Then, Slim, when you take it out of the oven, and do this with pork roast, beef roast, venison roast, elk roast, any roasted meat, okay? If you'll do this, I promise you. If you will use that technique with the foil, all right? And let it cook in its own steam. And then when you take it out of the oven, don't open that foil. My mom was the one that drove this home to me. She said, baby, you've got to let it rest at least 10 minutes. Let it. Then you open that foil up and a little bit of aromatic steam, Slim, is going to come wafting up out of there. And no matter how sharp your knife, most likely it's going to fall to pieces. It'll be so tender. So try that. So, Crooked Arrow, learning is your lifelong passion. Vicki, darling, you are not late. I've just been saying hi, telling people why I'm live. I'm just sharing some research as I'm doing it. And although he's back now, I think I heard him in there. Bob had gone shopping for pet supplies. And I was sitting here by myself doing research. Now, Vicki, I did an entire live stream on your birthday, and I lost count at, I think it was 4 times. During the live stream, I said, okay, now after this, I got to sing happy birthday to Vicki. And I didn't. I never did. And so I've been looking for you ever since. And here you are. So let me pause our music. Happy, happy birthday, belated Vicki. I'm so glad that it's your birthday 2 days ago. With big hugs and kisses too. I send all my love to you. Happy, happy birthday, Vicki. Boom, 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 boom. Boom, 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 boom. Boom, boom. Happy birthday 2 or maybe 3 days late. Yeah, Crooked Arrow, what you're saying about the gravy, and then I'm going to get into this research. Actually, I'm going to stick my head out there first and see if that was my man or if the cats got into the pantry. Yeah, and Slim or anybody else, you are special, Vicki. Every single one of you is special. We're all special in our own way. It's what makes you you. There's not another human being on the face of the entire earth just like you. And I mean all of you. Slim, the drippings that will be left that's in that foil, you're gonna want to take it out of the foil and save those drippings before you go to cut it. I usually just take it out of the foil and put it into the square cast iron skillet that I had put it in to roast it. And there'll be a little residue of that water that I'd poured on the outside. And I just put it all together. And honey, you can get like a tablespoon of cornstarch to a cup of liquid, I think is the ratio. But mix your little cornstarch, just enough water to make you a good paste. Put it in them drippings. Gravy, oh honey, child, oh honey. So. You had Stevie Wonder's Master Blaster on vinyl and played Happy Birthday for everyone on their special day. Danced around like idiots. Well, y'all know I'll dance around like an idiot. Shamelessly, ruthlessly. I wonder where Ruth is. All right, for reals, let me just stick my head out there and make sure that was Bob. I know I locked the door, but if they wanted me, they'd have been in here already. Yep, it's Bob. I'm running live, honey. Yep, it's Bob. Better sit back down before somebody starts pointing out. Oh, Vicky, and I think, were you the one, honey, several days ago, maybe, that asked about it? And like your birthday, I said that I would get back to it because somebody thought it was a locket, and then I didn't. Our fourth oldest granddaughter gave this to me for Christmas last year. And I don't know if it is stone or glass, but I think it's glass, but I honestly don't know. But it's brown or like or brown with black trying to get it to focus. Kind of mottled. Sorry, honey, it won't focus well, but it's shaped like a heart. And thank you for being so understanding, Vicky. I guess there's several things I could blame my forgetfulness on, and they would most likely be valid. But generally speaking, on a live stream, it's because I'll get tunnel vision about whatever it is I'm talking about. And I have all good intention. When I say, I'll answer that in a minute, I mean it when I say it, but then I go on. So I'm your Epicurean crooked arrow. Okay, let me turn the music back on. Hello. Oh. By the way, the instrument, I don't even know if you can hear the music. The instrument's called a hang drum. You can Google it. HANG, hang drum. Hi into the darkest places. Thanks, Vicki. Those of you who watch me regularly know that I wear cutoffs almost all the time. And what they are is when my husband's work pants get holes in them in places where it either becomes inconvenient, like his pocket and he could lose things, or it could become lewd. I make him go buy himself some new pants, and I take his old pants and I cut them off, make cutouts off out of them. They're my work breeches. And if it's cool, I wear leggings underneath them. So into darkest places, you have kitty cats, 8 days old, 3 white, 2 orange, and 1 dark colored calico. The only girl, rest are boys. When do I want them? I do not. Taking care of 17 rescues now, plus Rags the rescued wonder dog. I have no more room. I have no more room. Hi, Nada Drama Nana. Sweetheart, I think you're the only mod in here. We've been doing great so far, though. We haven't had any issues. So, guys, here's what I've been looking at. And since Bob is back, and it's Saturday, I expected him to be gone longer. And of course, for almost 30 minutes now, I've just been saying hi to you guys. Hi, Weepy. You came back. Thank you. Thank you for coming back. So, I can remember how to present here. I'm going to have to turn our music off because I have to have my phone as a second screen or I can't see what you guys are seeing. There we go. Yeah, slamming. I'm learning about it. I mean, I've been aware of it, but I didn't know it had an acronym. Now, darlings, if you're new, especially, because if you're not new, you already know this. I am so inept with technology that I do not know how to make this larger for you to actually be able to read it on your screen. There's got to be a way. I just don't know what that way is. But here's what I've been looking at this morning. So I'm going to do a little reading, little out loud reading. This is an AI overview here. DARVO, D-A-R-V-O, is an acronym for Deny, Attack, and Reverse Victim and Offender. It's a manipulative strategy that people use to avoid taking responsibility for their actions and to shift blame onto others. DARVO is often used in abusive relationships, interpersonal conflicts, and situations where power dynamics are at play. So let's go down here and look at these 3 stages here. DARVO has 3 stages. Deny. Well, I beg your pardon. Number 1, deny. The perpetrator refuses to acknowledge their actions or the consequences and may deny any responsibility for their behavior. They may use tactics like minimization or dismissal. Now, what is, I know you guys know this business, but just to minimization. Well, it was just for a little while. See, I'm not denying the behavior. I'm minimizing it. It was, yeah, but it was just for a little while. The word just, almost any time we use the word just, we are minimizing something. Okay, or dismissal. I think that is pretty much self-explanatory. Okay. Number 2, attack. The perpetrator tries to attack the victim's character and credibility. Number 3, reverse victim and offender. The perpetrator manipulates the narrative to make themselves seem like the victim and the victim seem like the offender. DARVO can negatively affect a person's mental health. It can make people feel like their trauma is being dismissed, that people don't believe them, and that they are to blame for the abuse. In SEXUAL abuse cases, DARVO can make survivors question their memories, especially if they were abused as children and are questioned by powerful institutions or figures. Y'all know that I am a survivor of that. It is one of the things that got me interested in this, although my abuser, I'm sure, is long since dead. As he would be 103 if he were still alive. All right, let's look at some more stuff. Y'all too? Crooked Arrow, baby. I remember seeing, okay, blah, 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 blah. Crooked Arrow. I don't recall if it was in a chat or if you were actually on a panel and addressing that issue. But I do remember you addressing this before. My first husband was, and we were together, Crooked Arrow and others, hi, and everybody. My first husband and I, let's see, we were probably together for 2 years before I realized that he was intimidated by my intelligence and my ability to learn and grasp concepts and things of that nature, and to have intellectual, or at least be able to keep up with those that moved in academia. And if I were not capable of keeping up in conversation, I could grasp, I could remain quiet rather than making a fool of myself, and listen and learn. But one day we were living in Oregon. It's the early it was in the 70s. Um, and uh, another couple, contemporaries, and we had been at their home visiting. The female of the couple was a school teacher, and the four of us had had dinner together and probably smoked some weed, and we're sitting around like you will do, uh, just having conversation. And I noticed that my husband, not the husband I have now, I noticed that my husband had fallen silent at some point in there. And I really thought maybe he just wasn't feeling well or something. And when we got in the car to go home, I asked him and if he was okay. And it turned out he was angry. Um, and I was like, I don't understand. What did I do? And he said something like, I mean, this is a long, long time ago, over 50 years. But he said something like, uh, every time we get around them, uh, you start talking in a way that I don't understand what you're talking about. And I was like, what do you mean? What do you mean? And he was like, well, you use words with them that you don't use when it's just you and I talking. Now, number one, in my defense, I didn't realize. But number two, that tells me something that I should have realized. uh, that's just one example. Anyway, we divorced when my oldest son was only 15 months old. So let us go on. I beg your pardon. I didn't realize I was going to cough or I would have muted. I'm sorry. All right. What does this say? DARVO is a reaction that perpetrators of wrongdoing, such as sexual offenders, may display in response to being held accountable for their behavior. Let's go ahead and do these drop boxes. What is the difference between gaslighting and DARVO? Denying is a tactic where the gaslighter flat out denies the occurrence of certain events or dismisses the validity of the victim's emotions. Abusers employing DARVO deny their actions, the impact of their behavior, or even the existence of abuse altogether. They may dismiss or minimize your experiences and emotions. Oh, thank you, Not a Drama Nana, for dropping our the link to our cat rescue channel. Oh, look. Now, I'm not going to go there. I'm just doing the drop boxes because, like I said, Bob's home. It's Saturday, and I expected him to be gone longer. But so let's just do these drop boxes. And after I end the live stream, I'll drop a few links for you guys in the description below. And anybody that's interested in branching out on their lonesome and learning more about this psychological technique used not only Need I point out the obvious? But yes, why not? Why not? Uh, these techniques are used on us, and we, if we are not careful, may find ourselves using them on others if we don't remain self aware, do self assessment and introspection, and do it with honesty with ourselves. If we're not careful, we can be the one doing it. That's one reason that I enjoy learning about these things. It's not, darlings, just in order to recognize it if someone's doing it to me. It's so that I can recognize it within myself. Um, anyway, I will leave some links, and that'll get you kids started if you want them. Um, all right. What is the DARVO method for narcissists? Oh, and what I was going to say, and this narcissist part is what reminded me. We not only have people doing this to us in our real lives, day-to-day lives, but I'm talking to you more as a YouTuber. I am not qualified on any level whatsoever imaginable to mankind to counsel anyone in regards to these matters if it is happening to you in your real life. But I feel comfortable talking about them when it comes to YouTube and fellow YouTube creators and those that are obvious narcissists. Word way overused, I know. But those that might be good enough at what they do, that they are so subtle and covert in what they are doing that sometimes it's like bang, bang, Maxwell's silver hammer came down upon his head because we didn't see it coming. We didn't recognize it. Knowledge is power. And I'm not talking about that woman. All right, never mind. But this platform does have, in my opinion, I've witnessed a number of people with channels on this platform that I think would easily fall into the category of narcissism. Hi, September Virgo. Yes, Cherokee Girl, awareness is especially, well, maybe I shouldn't even say especially. Awareness is important, like Cherokee Girl just said in chat. You know, you gotta have eyes in the back of your head. And I'm sure you guys, at least if you're old enough, recognize when I said bang bang Maxwell Silver's hammer. That's a lyric line from a Beatles song called Maxwell Silver Hammer. On the other hand, oh, I'll get by with a little help from my friends. All right. What is the DARVO method for narcissists? DARVO is an acronym that stands for Deny, Attack, and Reverse Victim and Offender. It describes, oh, we already read this. We already read that. What is an example of DARVO relationship? The cheating partner vehemently denies any wrongdoing, accusing their partner of being overly jealous and controlling. They may claim that their partner's suspicions are unfounded and that they are being unfairly targeted. You notice it doesn't say the suspected cheating partner. It says the cheating partner vehemently denies any wrongdoing. Oh, I've never had to deal with that. But look, guys, how much there's all kinds of drop boxes here. There's what are the stages of DARVO? What type of people use DARVO? How do you confuse a gaslighter? What is gray rocking? Oh, let's look at that one. What is gray rocking? Gray rocking, or the gray rock method. Oh, not that it helps you guys any, but let me highlight it. Gray rocking, or the gray rock method, is a tactic people may use to deal with abusive or manipulative behavior. It involves becoming as uninteresting and unengaged as possible so that the other person loses interest. Some people anecdotally report that it reduces conflict and abuse. Like fading to gray, is that what they mean? Wait, guys, okay, as you can see, okay, and there's a thing called yellow rocking. There's look, kids, let me just scroll here. Look, definition and effects on mental health. What is DARVO? How narcissists use DARVO. How to handle the DARVO method. On and on. Reverse DARVO for combating gaslighting. DARVO tactics, your essential guide to identifying. On and on. There is so much information, y'all, on Google. Just by all I put in my Google search bar, which I believe you can see at the top of your screen, all I did was put in my Google search bar, what is DARVO? And this is what came up. But darlings, let me stop sharing this and let me gray rocking. Now wait just a minute. Hi, Stephen's Adventure. Darlings, help me understand. Are they saying gray rocking is when the victim just sort of remains quiet and just kind of blends into the background? Is that what they're saying? Let me mute. I have to call. Slim, you don't believe gray rocking works? Well, I don't want to get too, I don't want to trigger anybody. This is probably triggering enough for some of you. And I apologize, I didn't think about that. My bad. I'm sorry. I've known of someone who just tried to stay quiet and docile. Um, Always have the meal ready at the right time. Always uh, kind of like a church mouse. And it didn't work. It didn't work. Yeah, guys, I obviously I had not gotten that far in perusing this information. Um, yeah, honey. Yes, September. YouTube is triggering, but we are all here. Yeah. Um, what I do, September Virgo, if even if I'm modding, uh, and it's happened here, and even thought about it to be frank, but the creator was covering a story um, about animal abuse, and I still right now, well, look what I just did. Those of you who are into body language, I started doing a self-soothing movement over here, and then did this, a self-hug. Um, so I click out, but sometimes we click out. We can't click out quickly enough because we don't know we need to click out until we hear whatever that thing was that we wish we had heard. So crooked arrow, survival skills. I was blessed to have the relationship that I had that lasted about 6 months. And I'd moved in with the guy. I was blessed by my raising and my mother's experience, which I'm not going to go off into because it can potentially put me into quite a tailspin because I witnessed my mother's horrific physical abuse. And once she and I escaped that, it was the same man who was my molester. My mom raised me, and I was 8 years old at the time. My mom raised me that you don't put up with no shit from nobody, especially a man. Under any set of circumstances. It's like the first time is the last time, period. So the first time was the last time with this guy. And so I not only had that, but he also was one of those abusers that was pretty much all bark and no bite, all threat and no action, and pretty much, a chicken shit. But he also happened to be a black belt and an instructor in martial arts. So there was also that. But there was also the fact that I had 6 paid bodyguards to hang with and around me anytime I was doing a public performance. And they also were the ones that moved all of my personal belongings out of the apartment that I had moved into with them. I didn't even have to go back. So I don't laugh to minimize. I laugh because it's my comfort zone. I have to make light of it, or I can get. So please don't mistake my chuckle or my. I'm not being flippant. I'm uh, I'm using all of my techniques to keep myself at ease with the topic. So, well, darlings, we've been on here almost an hour, and we didn't get very far into anything um, depth wise, but at least we got our cogs greased up and thinking about how this could apply to those in our real life. For me, because I'm a commentary channel, it helps me discern when I'm surfing YouTube looking for whoever I'm going to talk about or review or not. To kind of helps me figure them out a little bit. So it can be applied in a number of different ways. And for those that needed something to do with an hour on a Saturday, maybe I was able to fill a little bit of your time and just, you know, skim over the surface of something that might be new to you. And got a kitty joining us. No, kitty. So let's see. I'm going to save story time for what I call my no content live streams. But our next story, which will either be tomorrow or Monday, or good Lord willing and the creek don't rise, will be I lost my place. Let me see where we were. Oh, Cinderella, the politically correct version of Cinderella we'll have on our next live from Politically Correct Bedtime Stories. Let's see. Seems like there was one other thing I wanted to touch on. Hi, Angie's Live. Did you read up on this, honey? Hi, West. Kilroy was here. Kilroy was here. Oh, it's always good to see you, West. Oh, Angie, you said you will read up on this. Angie, I just think that it's valuable information. And here again, the learning thing, keeping the brain active. And in this modern day and time, with all the social media and everything, dealing with strangers, it might even help us protect. No, kitty. It might even help us protect our own psychological well-being, our mental balance, kitty. We can use it, in my opinion, to benefit ourselves as well as others. And if nothing else, just the awareness of it. And that there is a difference between gaslighting and DARVO. So, I love you too, Crooked Arrow. Hi, Sandy. I think Nada could sense that I'm about to shut it down, but she may need to leave. And let's see, did I get everybody? I know I said hi to Weepy. I'm just scrolling, darlings, to see if I missed anybody. But thank you, all of you, for showing up and hanging out with me for a little while. Um, and I'm trying to think of a song to sing you out. Um, bum, ba-dum, ba-da-dum. All right, let me see. I'll probably get the lyrics wrong, but that's okay because if I get the lyrics wrong and I'm only going to do a few lines, uh, but if I get them incorrect, then it will help protect me from copyright stuff. Uh, I don't need you to worry for me 'cause I'm all right. I don't want you to tell me it's time to go home. I don't care what you say anymore. This is my life. Go ahead with your own life. Leave me alone. Keep it to yourself. It's my life. That's the only one that would come into my head. Oh, Billy Joel. All right, darlings, you don't have to go home, but you can't stay here. Please continue practicing being kind one to another, not only on the mean streets of YouTube, but even more especially in your real life. Everywhere you go, look for an opportunity to show some level of kindness on a level of sincerity. And it's easy to be kind or nice to those that you like and you consider to be a friend. And I encourage everyone, including myself, to do that. But, and I'm borrowing a thought here that should be obvious where I'm borrowing it from, if we love only, or if we are kind only to those who are kind to us or love us, what have we actually accomplished? So on the occasion, when you can, without being fake or sappy, try being kind to someone it's not so easy to be kind to. Then you've done something. I don't care what you say anymore. This is my life. Bye, darlings. I tell you to behave yourself, but I see no reason to waste my breath and your time. I don't want you to tell me it's time to go home.